Good evening to you, and I am starting today's lecture now. Today, we are going to discuss the concept of ecosystem, which is the ecological system, which we say. And the in this topic, we will discuss about the meaning of the ecosystem, various components of the ecosystem, the concept of productivity, and some other things we will discuss in today's lecture, right? So let me start the class today with the concept of the ecosystem, concept of the ecosystem. So as far as ecosystem is concerned, ecosystem is a combination of two terms or two words, we can say. One is the ecological and second is the system. So it is an ecological system, and it is the very important functional unit uh, in the study of the environment and the ecology, right? In this subject, we can say. So, first of all, we will try to understand that what ecosystem is. Let me try to explain it with the help of an example, right? So, let's suppose this is a physical space, right? So I'm taking it as a physical space. In this physical space, there are some living objects. Okay, there are some living objects in this physical space, and there are some non-living objects as well. These are the living objects. And as far as the non-living objects are concerned, let me take these stars as the non-living objects. Okay. So in this physical space, we are seeing that there are the living as well as the non-living objects, right? So the living objects interact or communicate with each other, and the living objects interact with the environment outside, means the non-living objects, right? So that means we can say that what is there, there are two types of things, objects. One is the living objects, and the second type, we can say there are the non-living objects as well, non-living objects as well, right? So what is there, there is an interaction between the living objects, right? Between the living objects, one living object interacts with the other, right? We can say, let's suppose, interaction between this and this, these are the living objects. Interaction between this and this, these are also the living objects. This is a plant and this is, let's suppose, an animal, right? And this is there, right? And there is the interaction between the, right, or there is the association between the living and the non-living objects also in this physical space, right? So that means in this physical space, the interaction between the living objects, the interaction of the living objects with the non-living objects, right, and which leads to the flow of the energy in this physical space from one to another, right, and as well as the cycling of the nutrients, right? So such a physical space where the living and non-living objects exist, where the living objects interact with you can say other living objects, right? And where the living objects use the non-living objects as well, right? And this leads to the flow of energy, and this leads to the cycling of the nutrients as well. So we can say such a functional system, such an interacting system is known as the ecosystem. Okay, such a functional and such an interacting system is known as the ecosystem, right? So you can note down the definition, please. Instead, I should write it. I am dictating it. You please note down the meaning or note down the definition of the ecology. What do we mean by the ecology, right? So please note it. Ecology is a functional unit. Ecology is a functional unit comprising all the organisms comprising all the organisms in a particular space interacting interacting with one another interacting with one another and with their physical environment interacting with one another and their physical environment and interconnected by interconnected by an ongoing flow of energy, interconnected by an ongoing flow of energy and cycling of materials. Ongoing flow of energy and cycling of materials. Cycling of materials, right? So in 1935, right, there was a scientist, we can say, a botanist, you can say, right? His name was Arthur Tensley, right? So Arthur Tensley was the name of the person. This is the person who coined the term ecology, right? Arthur Tensley. Okay, Arthur Tensley is the person who coined the term ecology, but the concept of ecology was further developed and popularized by we can say another scientist, right, who is named as Eugene Odum. Eugene Odum. So Eugene Odum is the person who popularized the concept of ecosystem, right? Actually, he published his book, and through his book, he popularized the concept of ecosystem, right? So this is the basic thing which I have told you about the ecosystem, that what ecosystem is, right? We can say that ecosystem is a functional system, ecosystem is an interacting system, right, which is made of the living as well as the non-living objects, right? So that is there in a particular physical space or in a defined physical space, right? So that means for an ecosystem there are two three important things. One is there should be a physical space, right? And second is the living objects as well as the non-living objects in that physical space. And third is the interaction between the various individuals, right, of the living organisms, right, or communities of the living organisms in that particular space, right, and the interaction of the living organisms with the non-living objects, and flow of energy and the cycling of the materials, right? So this this entire system is known as an ecosystem, we can say, right? So this entire system is known as the ecosystem. Okay, so now the next important thing is that the size and shape of ecosystem depends on the purpose of study of a scientist, right, or of an environmentalist, right? So there is no particular boundary of any ecosystem, right? There is no a particular, you can say, uh, physical space, right, which can be walled and can be said that you can say this particular space uh, is is one ecosystem, or we can say is an ecosystem. The size and ecosystem and the shape of an ecosystem depends on the purpose of the study, right? So far you can say one individual who is studying, you can say, uh, of the eco who is studying the ecosystem, or who is studying the relationship between the living and the non-living objects in we can say an area, right? So the area of interest for this that person can be a tree, right, can be a particular garden, can be a particular lake, right, can be a particular ocean, or can be a continent, or can be the, we can say, entire planet as well, right? So please bear this in mind. Number one, it is a functional unit. Number two, it is an interacting system. And number three, there is no definite size of the ecosystem, right? So its size varies according to the purpose of the study, varies according to the interest of the person who is conducting a study, right? So it can be as small as a tree, right, or it can be as large as the entire planet as well, right? So please bear this in mind. This is a very important thing, but it is very much true that an ecosystem, right, would right would come would, you can say, fulfill all the necessary biological and physical conditions to sustain a life, right? So it will have all the necessary biological and physical conditions to sustain a life. So that is an important point, right? So only then we can say that an ecosystem is a functional unit, right? That it is an interacting system, that it is an independent system, right? Which we can say sustain the life independently, because it meets all the necessities of life, which are the which can be the physical necessities, or which can be the biological necessities as well, we can say, right? So now further there are two other important characteristics of the ecosystem, right? So far we have uh, done about the ecosystem, that number one, ecosystem is a functional unit, that is there, which I have told you. Number two, ecosystem is an interacting system, right? Ecosystem is an interacting system. And number three, which I have told you, it is it can be an independent unit, right? It can be an independent unit to meet the biological and physical necessities of life, okay, to meet the biological and physical necessities of life. So that is there. That is the third point, right? Biological and physical necessities of life. That is there, which I have told you, right? And the next thing I told you, that its size and shape, right, is not a fixed one, right? Is not a fixed one. That is the next thing, right? And the next important point in this is that an ecosystem is, and we can say, open system, right? Open system. This is very much important point, because for the theoretical purpose, or for the purpose of the study, we can consider that an ecosystem is a closed unit, right? But in we can say practice, or we can say actually, no ecosystem is a closed unit, right? The ecosystems remain the open systems, open units, right? Where we can say the where we can say right the various communities of organisms, right, or the life in one ecosystem, right, interacts with the life in the we can say another ecosystem, right, and the non-living objects outside one ecosystem as well, right. So beta, that is why we can say that for the theoretical purposes an ecosystem can be a closed system, but for the practical purposes an ecosystem is an we can say open system. It is not a closed one system, right? So this is the first point. And the second thing which I am telling you, which is important here, that is we can say that ecosystem is dynamic, right? Ecosystem is a dynamic. Dynamic, that means it is not static, it is not fixed one, right? It is not a constant, it is not static, we can say, right? It keeps on changing, right? So every ecosystem is dynamic and every ecosystem keeps on changing, we can say, right? And now as far as the changes are concerned, so one very important point is that the changes in the ecosystem can be slow, right? Can be slow, or can be, and we can say abrupt change, or can be very fast and dramatic change, right? There can be gradual change, or there can be fast and dramatic change. One point is that, right? Dramatic change, right? So, as far as the gradual change is concerned, let us consider that right, we can say erosion of a soil, or or depletion of the soil, right? Or we can say weathering of the soil, right? Or the next thing is that right, changing the quality of water in a particular we can say aquatic ecosystem, that is also there. Okay, changing the quality of water in a particular ecosystem, right? As we are seeing that Ganga and Yamuna are getting very much polluted, right? Slowly the we can say right degree of pollution is increasing in those rivers, right? So beta, that is the gradual change in that ecosystem. And the fast and dramatic change in the ecosystem, like we can say the forest fire, right? So when the fire occurs, we can say in a forest ecosystem, right? So we can say, right, so then it changes, right, a lot many things all of a sudden, or dramatically, or at very fast pace, right? So one thing is that that ecosystem is dynamic, and the changes in the ecosystem can be gradual, or it can be fast, and we can say uh, dramatic changes, right? And the next important thing is there that we can say the changes in an ecosystem can be the internal changes, or those can be the external changes, right? So internally induced changes भी हो सकती हैं, right? There can be the internally induced changes, or those can be the externally induced changes as well. Okay, so externally induced changes can also be there, right? So like we can say the internal changes which are there, that is the we can say right we can say accumulation of debris, right? Accumulation of debris all of a sudden, let's suppose, right, accumulation of debris gradually in a water body, right? Or we can say in a lake. That is the one point, right? That is the internally induced change. And second is the depletion of the nutrients from the soil. That is also in, and we can say internally induced change, right? And as far as the externally induced change is concerned, we can say, right, that is we can say change in the degree of sorry, the we can say the externally induced change, right? Like we can say the we can say, right, the uh, rivers, the rivers bring a lot of debris into the we can say ocean bodies, right? Plastic debris, other debris, biodegradable, non-biodegradable debris, right? That is including the pollution content in the water bodies. So those changes are we can say the externally induced changes, right? Externally induced changes. So beta, that is there, right? So changes can be internally induced, changes can be the externally induced changes as well, right? And the next important thing is that the changes in an ecosystem, right? We can say those changes can be the predictable changes, right? Those can be the predictable changes, or those can be the directional changes, right? Directional changes. And the next thing is that the changes can be unpredictable, right? Or we can say difficult to predict, right? Unpredictable, or we can say the specific changes there can be that, right? So predictable changes or directional changes, right? So I am coming on the I am, you can say, again coming on the same point, right? So let's suppose due to the right, due to the degradation of the soil, right? The we can say soil at a particular place, right, is turning into the barren land, right? Is turning into the barren land, right? Or we can say a river stream is making the making the gully erosion, right? So of a particular you can say area of land, right? And that is leading to the degradation of the land, right? And making the land you can say unsuitable for the purpose of the cultivation as well as for the purpose of the construction of buildings, right? So beta, that particular type of change, we can say that is the predictable change, that if the trend continues like this, right, in the future, in the days to come, right? So the land will become completely, you can say, barren, right? Unproductive, non-productive land will be there, right? And similarly, with a increasing desertification in a particular area, that is also a predictable change, right? Predictable change, right? Right. And similarly, beta, we can say the coastal areas, right, are being captured by the increasing, that is the water level in the, we can say, oceans or in the seas, right? So these are the predictable changes, right? And similarly, the the we can say increasing degree of pollution in the water bodies, in the rivers, right, or the depleting nutrients in the soil. These are the predictable changes, and these are the, we can say, directional changes which we can estimate that in which direction that we can say change is going to happen. And there can be the certain, we can say, unpredictable changes or certain specific changes, we can say, right? Like we can say, uh, like uh, like a loss of an ecosystem, or we can say disturbance of an ecosystem by the, you can say, that we can say the tsunami, right, which happens all of a sudden, right? Similarly, that is the, we can say, volcanic eruption in a particular area. So that is also unpredictable thing. And similarly, we can say, right, similarly, we can say arrival of some species from outside, which is known as the, we can say, invasive species, right? So arrival of some, we can say, invasive species in a particular ecosystem, entry of that species, right? And similarly, occurrence of the fire, right, in the forest. So these are totally, we can say, unpredictable changes, right? And these are the specific changes. These are not, we can say, such type of changes which can be directional or which can be predictable changes, right? So, so please bear this in mind. So far, we have discussed the concept of the ecosystem, right? So in this concept, the important points which I have written here, one is it is a functional unit, right? So please bear this in mind that an ecosystem is a functional unit. One point is that, and the second is ecosystem is an, we can say, interacting system, and third is it can be an independent unit to meet the biological and physical necessities of the life there, right? And the next point is that, right, the size and shape of an ecosystem is not fixed, right? Ecosystem is an open system, but for theoretical purpose it can be taken as a closed system. Ecosystem is dynamic, that is, it is not static, right? uh, the so changes in the ecosystem can be either gradual change, or it can be fast change or dramatic change. Second, change can be internally induced, change can be externally induced. Third, change can be predictable or directional, and change can be unpredictable or specific also, right? So this is what so far we have discussed about the ecosystem. To understand the ecosystem, to know the ecosystem, I hope this you can say first part of the lecture is clear to you, that what is the ecosystem. If anybody has any doubt up to this point, you can please tell me. Is it clear to everybody? Is it clear to everybody that what ecosystem is?